Do you love sunflowers too, but you can't quite work out how to arrange them in your vase? Now, if you love all things flower arranging, charity shop shopping with a little bit of crafting thrown in too, you're in the right place, and I would love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. All you need to do is tap the red button marked subscribe, and that means next time you open the YouTube app on your phone, your tablet or your computer, one of my videos will be waiting for you. I went into town with my friend Jan on Saturday morning, and we stopped by the cut flower store, and Jan was admiring the sunflowers, and she said to me that she loved them but didn't quite know how to arrange them effectively in a vase. So that's given me an idea. Now, these aren't the sunflowers we saw in town. These came with one of my regular Freddie's Flowers deliveries. And if you're a member of my free Facebook group, Flower Start World, you'll know that I shared that funny story of how the delivery date had been changed for my flowers. I'd totally forgotten about it, and it was only a couple of days later when I found the box in my safe space. And all I did was recut my stems and plonk them in a vase. And some of those flowers I actually used at Zoom Flower Club. Now, you're not already a member of my YouTube membership group, you really ought to consider it. It means you get early access to my Monday uploads, which you can watch advert free, occasional bonus footage, and also you get free access to my monthly online flower arranging club. Anyway, let's get on with those sunflowers. Now, I want to arrange my flowers in quite a stylistic way using the old-fashioned methods of a pin holder, and I've just taken out the flowers that I've had in this vintage container. There was a pin holder as well, which I've just washed through with boiling water, and I'm waiting for the two of these to dry. But I'm not going to use them today because the reservoir here for water is so small. I'm going to have to be topping it up every 2 minutes. So I need a container that's got a bigger water reservoir, and I thought about using this silver trophy style goblet. You've probably seen me using that as well, and I'll leave a link to the arrangements I made in the glass container and the silver one in the description underneath this video. But I don't want to keep using the same containers, although I am going to use the huge flower frog which I fitted in here last time. I'm going to use this container here, a fabulous piece of Davidson cloud glass, which was another charity shop buy. I paid £10 for this, and if you're a charity shop shopping fan like me, I'll make sure I leave a link to the video where I purchased this container, and also to the playlist of my charity shop adventures and flower arranging thrift hauls. So with any flower arrangement, you have to make sure your container is scrupulously clean, and then sort out your mechanics. So I'm going to use this heavy pin holder. Just need to make sure I put some museum wax on the edges so it holds in place. And I've got this little tub here of recycled bits of museum wax. So warm it up and squish it. I'm putting it into a sort of sausage shape. A little bit here, a little bit over on this side, and over here too. Then put it in the container, push down firmly with a little bit of a twist to lock it in place. And then just add water. So you can see now why I've chosen such a huge bowl. It's going to hold lots and lots of water to keep my flowers alive. And although my flowers are in a vase, they haven't actually been arranged. I've used my vase as a bucket, somewhere to keep my flowers in water until I'm ready to use them. So let's get out those sunflowers. You'll see there's a slight size variation in terms of the size of the flower heads, although they are all roughly the same length. The first thing I'm going to do is to cut off these leaves. they're looking a bit old now and also a little bit too big. They're distracting from the beautiful flowers. So if you like a rule for flower arranging, I think the most important rule is that you have your smallest flowers to the outer edge of your arrangement and the larger flowers set down low. Imagine you're looking at an historic building, a Victorian house with its big windows downstairs, and they get smaller and smaller until you end up with the tiny attic windows at the top. So I know that this flower is going to be my tallest flower, and I need to cut the other ones down and make sure I've got them in size order. Is that right? Perhaps I need to do it that way around. If you're used to arranging flowers in flower foam, you'll know that you need to cut your flowers at an angle, but because I'm using a pin holder, I'm going to cut them square across so the stem has got plenty of surface area to grip onto those pins. So the first flower in, towards the back of my pin holder, push it down firmly. Coming down a little bit lower, so I'm going to move the container to the edge of my worktop so the stem is sliding down here, so I can just visually work out where to cut next. So I'm going to cut quite a lot of this stem. That must be at least 15 centimetres. I'm going to set it off to the side a little bit. And then the last flower, I'm going to cut really short, measuring up. I've taken that much off, 20 centimetres, 25 centimetres. And there you have a really simple arrangement with 3 sunflowers. Quite tricky to do in a vase because of course the flowers would move all over the place. So this is where a pin holder is really handy. And what I could have done if I wanted the flowers in the vase was to put the pin holder right down at the bottom of the vase and arrange the flowers that way. But I think the trick with sunflowers is to grade them. The smallest at the top, then the middle-sized, and then the larger flower at the bottom. And instead of having them all in a straight line, like traffic lights, just as I've done, angle the stems around a bit, which makes it more visually interesting. And if you can't get enough of flower arranging or can't find a local flower arranging club near you, don't forget to click the link to join my YouTube membership group, and that way you'll get free access to my monthly online flower arranging club. Well, that's all from me for now, and I'll see you again next time. Oh, and don't forget, if you are going to be arranging sunflowers, show me some pictures. Don't forget to post them in my free Facebook group, Flower Start World.